showcased.
Live edition of the Showcase Pod. I'm Don Vega, joined with Chris Blackheart, and apparently Danny Vedandi just throws us on the air and doesn't let us know that we're live. but I mean, yeah. Well, sometimes like I said before, Chris Blackheart. Sometimes friends need to get slapped outside the head when they really need it. So some people just don't learn with words. They do need to get slapped. So nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so it's been an interesting week as far as we was concerned earlier here in wrestling and in training and in all different aspects, and we're gonna get into that and a bunch of other stuff here today on the pod. What's been going on other than people pissing you off, Chris Blackheart?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, in the past 5 days, there's been cheaters, double crossers, new champions, tsunamis in New England, people wasting opportunity or not responding to opportunity, and then other people picking up the ball and running with it. So, yeah, I mean, talking about a cliffhanger to go into an episode.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things going on, and we're gonna get right into it. Of course, you have to bring it up. I mean, it was a wrestling weekend for some of us. I know you were down at the Autumn Fest this past Saturday, but before that, on Friday night, we returned to the Taunton BFW Hall, and a lot of things went down in Taunton on Friday night. If you want to go down and give a quick rundown to those little things before we get into our picks for the WWE Crown Jewel and TNA news and a bunch of other stuff.
Well, I mean, let me start with the obvious. I hate to say congratulations because I did see how you won it, but we do have a new Sons of Liberty champion. I would say it would be my honor to present it, but I saw how you did it.
Brilliant.
It was an opportunity that you saw and you took.
I mean, just say it, Chris Blackheart. It was
it was good. And one thing, I don't know if you noticed, or you can look at it now and reflect of it. When the referees were selected for Taunton, the young Jackson was not on the roster. Because I saw what he did last time with you. You tried to send him out. He was smiling like there was no tomorrow, like he was giving you the greatest Christmas gift of all. So I thought I was trying to make it fair and non-biased, to say the least. But you did. You were an opportunist. You grabbed it. You ran with it. I don't want to say the old me. I would have been proud. I just thought you were slightly better than that.
Well, Cena appointed a great special guest referee for that match, and there was supposed to be a costume contest, but people in Taunton were so cheap they couldn't afford a costume. So, I did, I kept the Halloween spirit alive, and I showed up. You didn't like my mask?
Well, I liked it before I realized it was you.
Well, you know, it is what it is. You can't satisfy every people in the audience, including some of the guys in the back, including yourself. But nonetheless, I did put Alex down to the ground where he belongs, and I capture the Sunset Championship, which makes me now Triple Crown Club champion here in Showcase Pro Wrestling. What a great night Friday night was.
Yeah, congratulations, brother.
Yes, Danny. At least somebody is supportive and appreciates a good win. I mean, like I said, a win is a win, no matter how you get it done, as long as you get it done.
Now, I thought it was going to be a good tag team match anyway. It was one of the matches that was signed.
Yeah.
Between Alex and Matt Thompson, kind of a duo through in just by having problems with you, regarding the consistent ones. And I thought it was a pretty good match until obviously, this happened.
You have to, you know when you're a champion here in Showcase, you're going to have a target in your back.
No, it's just, again, I commend you for being conniving of it, but that match, I think I want to see again.
You might, it does.
And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing Thompson and Alex versus consistent ones, or even yourself and Rambo, versus consistent ones. As being a matchmaker, I think that's a pretty good match.
Well, that could happen. I mean, we are open to collecting belts, so.
And then throw this, talk about tag team division, right? You could have Alex and Thompson, versus Higher Education or versus 17 Jump Street. Those would be pretty good matches. So, maybe Alex and Matt have to forget about you and Rambo and the whole Puerto Rican Kill Squad and focus on the titles, and maybe their world will get better by doing that.
I mean, look at you already, Chris Blackheart. I know you have a problem with names. It's the Puerto Rican Kill Crew, but yeah,
that's what I said. Isn't that the Puerto Rican Kill Crew?
That is, you said Squad, but
okay.
Suicide Squad was a movie. It was released several years back.
Yeah, all right. So I mean, I was pretty close. I mean, I was better than the conspiracy theory, which we'll get into that one too with Shabo.
With Shabo, but that would be quite smart, advice that you just gave.
I thought it was open. I mean, some of the matches, some of the young kids on the roster, D-Rex was in singles. He came out short, but he still had a pretty good match.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think people are stepping up, which is good. It's a weird time right now because you hear the chattering in the back, and you're walking down the corridor, and conversations are switching. I don't think people are picking sides, behind closed doors. And
that has also been the fact years prior in the wrestling business. People like to chatter behind people's backs and come to their own conclusions and get their own agendas. So, like I said, you just have to be prepared.
Well, no, but I think whatever you started with Cena is turning some turmoil behind the scenes. And it's not like guys trying to go for opportunity. They're trying to leverage. I mean, that's and I'm not hearing everything. I hear whispers and little, but that's my impression. So,
I mean, that remains to be seen. Cena will join us here eventually on the podcast to, square everything away. Chris Blackheart, I know you got some questions for.
No. I mean, I feel like every week I have the same story of complaining about Cena and telling my lack of consistency with having meetings with him. So this week I do not want to bring that up.
three guys that are quite happy and excited, and everything you put in a sentence to be working with Cena. It's Brian Starr Rambo and yours truly.
It has to
I
be
think
three.
it's great. But yep.
But all right, so let's get off of Friday. So Saturday we started going into Autumn Fest. Autumn Fest, we did have a choice. We were going one time this year. We chose on Saturday, which was definitely the best day of the whole weekend. And you weren't there, which we'll get into. Which I thought it was a great day, but not seeing you. Rambo looked a little lost by himself.
The champ is doing just fine.
No, he did. There's a clip that I have to put up. We got a clip of him literally spearing D'Angelo's sandwich maker out of his Crocs.
Well,
I did not share that yet. I haven't posted it.
You shouldn't be anywhere near our ring.
Well, he's doing PR for D'Angelo's, and he was a lifetime wrestling fan, D'Angelo's Dan, and Rambo, he just wanted to have his match with Thompson, and congratulations for him. With the help of a chain link fence, he defeated Matt Thompson.
Here we go. Chris, you're you have a baseball field.
Well, yeah.
That fence got in the way, I'm sure. It got in the way,
Yeah,
and Thompson, being the big idiot that he is, ran into him.
Well, yeah, no, that could have been, and again, I wasn't the referee. I was in the back. The referee had some leniency going through Woonsocket. So congratulations, Rambo. You got the 1, 2, 3. Alex, your buddy Alex, came up a little bit short in his match on Saturday. He was in 3-way with Roger Williams versus the new Sons of Liberty champion, Jay Evans.
Well, the Sons of Liberty champion is right on your screen. You're talking about the YouTube champion, Jay Evans.
Yes. All right, so that's correction. So YouTube, which Jay did really well without any Annabelle. But man, does he yell and scream. I would think he would be happy and content. He won the YouTube title back. He has Annabelle's hand, apparently.
He's got some issues, man.
Yeah, and just yelling and screaming. I don't know what was worse. It was the dogs or the kids or the questionable people that came down to see the event.
Does that surprise you? You're in Woonsocket.
No. Some days before and after the show, when things are getting broken down, you run into characters, and I'm like, I don't understand.
So, nonetheless, I heard it was a successful event, a large audience there for Saturday showcase at our Autumn Fest. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be back next year, and hopefully, more days with better weather.
Well, ironically, people forget, they did shut down Autumn Fest early. If I'm not mistaken, they shut down early on, I can't remember if it was Saturday they shut down prematurely for a Sunday and Monday, and they did closing ceremonies quite quickly.
No.
And I don't know about you, but it didn't start really raining about 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, I think the weather was more of an issue up this way. Going up a little further up north, I think it was less. I think we were down this area. There was going to be a little bit more of the brunt of the rain. So just caught some of it on the drive back on Saturday into Monday morning. So Saturday into Monday morning when I was driving.
Well, since you brought it up, you were, some people, believe it or not, some people did ask about you on Saturday, and
believe it or not, I'm the
no, I'm just saying, and I said nope. I said Mr. Vega would not be here today, and got mixed reactions. Some were cheering, some were booing. When people asked, and I just left it there. And I knew you had some contracts that you fulfilled. So if you want to go in that story, I mean, that's.
Well, you know, Lee, going into that route, we're gonna go over our picks here for Brown Jewel. But first, you know, we'll get into the whole TNA had their biggest event of the year, their WrestleMania, so to speak, Bound for Glory, which came from Lowell, Massachusetts, and you know, pack house, sold out event, and I was down there, and another individual of the showcase roster was down there along with Logan Macchia. He was part of the whole ordeal at TNA. But before we get into that, you know, congratulations goes to my fellow compadre, the first ever TNA world champion of Puerto Rican descent, Santana. He became the champion on Sunday, bringing back the TNA world title to TNA because it was held by NXT guy, you know, Trick Williams. So speaking of Trick Williams, another guy that it's third part of the tag team champions here at Showcase was a part. Surprisingly, I'm not gonna get into the whole business details to that, but BRG did accompany Trick Williams to the ring, and he was kind of serving as advisor, kind of like a law advisor, contract advisor. You know, the type of advisor like Cena. You know, he does his contracts. He gets
Oh well,
companies and all that.
I think Trick should have hired Cena based on what he's been doing around here. Not, you know, BRG definitely would be a good candidate, but you know, unfortunately, to Cena's credit, he's been.
Well, you see video footage of that night, early in the night, BRG showing up with Trick Williams to the arena there, and interesting night. You know, as far as what happened, you'll have to go down and check it out, TNA.com for that event there. And Logan Macchia and myself, we were part of the entrance with guy's name just crashed my mind right now. But we were zombies, Chris Blackheart. There you have it. He passed it. Yep. So, you know, great time there at TNA. You know, grateful to be there. Grateful for the opportunity. And we'll see. I mean, there's a lot more things that are in the works. And you just have to stay tuned to the pod and stay tuned to our live events to find out what you'll see next in the upcoming months here with the happenings. I mean, guys been showing up not only at TNA but AEW and the WWE. So, some of us are still going strong. Others are still just going strong as far as posting different shit online and watching from the sidelines. So, what do you got, Blackheart?
Well, I mean, I think to TNA's credit, there was a lot of New England ties into this. You had Eddie Edwards, who's a New England guy, which people forget that he was part of Showcase for Wrestling literally at the beginning, back in 2007.
Yeah.
You had Spike Dudley. Came out to help his brothers.
Yep. Yeah, Johnny Curtis was also a New England guy.
Yep.
Part of that whole group. You had Alicia Edwards, also New England, and I mean it's a lot of ties that go back in a full circle here when it comes to New England wrestling. So, you know, and I just saw the picture. Mance Warner, I forgot his name for a second. Him and his girl there. Great time. I mean, like I said, huge crowd, almost 8,000 people in Lowell for Bound for Glory. So, you know, TNA's been stepping it up, man. time will tell what will happen here because every event they've been putting out. I mean, the crowds keep getting bigger and the quality and the wrestlers and everything keeps getting bigger and stronger. So AEW and NXT, they're definitely having some competition with TNA.
Well, I think Instant Pod they should be coming out probably. I would say in the next quarter. There's rumors that TNA will be getting a TV deal, which obviously by WWE leaving network TV, there's a big void there for live sport. So I think when that happens, and we're, I have no idea what channel it would be on, but I mean, that's a huge boost for them. Where all over the years, they've been struggling to get credible TV. I think product-wise, they're definitely picking up, but I think there's a nice sense of in the locker room, and if there can be a third independent entity on that national level in the U.S. that guys and gals can actually have some opportunity for, I think it's great for everybody.
Yeah, it is. So that remains to be seen where TNA is going to go as far as the network. And going back to Spike, I got to catch up with him. It's always good to see him. He was in good spirits. He did say he doesn't miss taking all the crazy bumps. He's settled at his normal job. That he's doing. And but it was great catching up with him and a few other guys. So moving on to WWE news, we had some picks here last week for the event named Crown Jewel that happened in Australia. Danny Badandi, you got the rundown?
Yes, I do. So here we go with the picks from Crown Jewel.
Right.
By the way, for Frank, the ring announcer, he said, Chris Newell has to pay because he has announced James 3 times.
Well, maybe he announced it correctly once.
Well,
He doesn't get paid per word. He gets paid per event. And if Jay Evans was not happy we announced it, apparently he had to do it more than once.
He's being accused of stealing jackets
Let's
too.
go right into the Crown Jewel picks here. We start off with the big boys as Cody Rhodes took on Seth Rollins for the Crown Jewel Championship. Who did we have in that big matchup?
I had Cody, you and Chris had Seth, but you guys won.
So Seth Rollins did beat Cody Rhodes and became the Crown Jewel champion. And Blackheart and I are 1-for-1 here. Danny 0 in that matchup.
Then we had Bronson Reed defeated Roman Reigns, which I was surprised. I thought it was going to be the other way around. But,
Yeah.
I had
Bronson Reed defeating Roman Reigns. I actually had Roman Reigns on that match.
yeah,
So.
same here. Chris won that one.
Oh, look at that! I like that too.
Blackheart 2-1
All
here.
right, I like. I'm doing fantastic.
Danny 0. Okay, moving on.
Then we had Stephanie McCall versus Stephanie Stratton to win the women's crown.
Yeah. Oh, that one I know I lost.
Me and you had Stephanie. And,
Stephanie Becerra, we both had that.
Yep.
So, she did became the Crown Jewels women's champion there, and that means that Blackheart and I are 2-for-2.
Yep, and we go down to John Cena defeated AJ Styles. Me and you both had Cena, and Chris had AJ.
Yep, so that means that I took the lead.
Yeah, he took the lead.
So, Chris Blackheart, unfortunately for you, because I don't think we picked any other match, right? Did we?
One more match had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeated the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, that's right. I had Rhea.
Yep, you had Rhea, I had Rhea, and so did Chris. So the count was 4-3.
All right. So that ain't bad. All right. I mean, that was pretty good pickings, to say the least.
4-3, which makes who the winner again?
Vega.
And at least this time there was no interference. There was no bad. Don Vega actually won fair and square. It's the first time in probably like 2 years that has happened.
This is like just so I don't know what you're talking about. Every time you hear my name called as a winner it means that I did fair and square, Chris Blackheart. I don't know what you're
No,
talking.
you won, not necessarily fair and square.
Well, we're not going to argue. A win is a win. I win the picks again. What is the next event that is happening here for the WWE? Do you know? Is it up yet? Or?
Looks like.
Is this Survivor? I would say Survivor Series must be coming up.
Yeah, that should be coming right around the corner.
Yeah, we're getting close to that.
I mean, hopefully, it's like about a month, 5 weeks time period.
Like throwing one in between there, or
I hope not. Give us a little time to breathe and do a build up of what's going on.
Right. Speaking of build-ups, you saw, what happened Monday Night Raw a couple nights ago.
Well, was it Monday Night Raw or a Monday Morning Raw?
Yeah, well, it's it's night for them, morning us. So, we did see a shocker that a lot of people did not expect. I mean, we talked about it here before. But it happened, a lot sooner than what we were expecting, as Braun Breaker basically broke Seth Rollins in half and turned his back on. What a smart individual, man! I could dig. I always knew it. I said it since the beginning. We could go back. I always said that I like Breaker, and that could be it. What a smart individual, Chris Blackheart.
Well, see, the first thing I thought after he turned on him and they're looking at each other, like, who's going to be turning on the other one? Because there's only a spot for one.
Well,
and nobody likes being number two.
Eventually, they're going to clash. Eventually, keeping storylines here in wrestling. I'm going to give my early assumptions on this. I think that eventually Breaker is going to get influenced by the idiots we call fans.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go down that route that Blackheart seems to like now, and then, shake hands and kick
Listen, I just want good, clean matches. I want winners. I want losers. It's nice and easy. I don't want to be manipulated from the back, regarding contracts, people not showing up. Just have the match.
We're talking about Bronson Reed here and Breaker. Don't shed your own tears here, because I know.
No. I mean, opportunity wise, I can't say I wouldn't have done it myself.
Well, like I said, eventually, unfortunately, I think he's gonna have a soft spot to satisfy these fans that are still cheering for him. And I think he'll eventually embrace his Steiner, background, or whatever you want to call it, his family roots.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be the next heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I like, at least in his part, he's growing as a performer. And now you can see from the past year and a half, he's not the same guy he was, which is good. If he was, I think that would be a problem.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of his at the beginning, because I just thought he was being pushed from his background. I thought he was okay, but I don't think he was great.
No, I always liked his intensity. I mean, even though he was green, he always had that intensity. He always had, that drive. That is, you gotta have it. You can't teach that.
Yeah, no, he's starting to grow, and I think that's very important. No matter how he got there originally, obviously he does have athletic ability. I think maybe could have been in NXT a little bit longer, which I don't think it would have hurt him. But this is a perfect opportunity. The opportunity was there. He seized it. He's growing with it, and I mean, it just goes back to your whole weekend. Opportunity is only available if you're there.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
if you're not responding to an email, if you're complaining what you think you may be doing and you don't respond or don't show up, I mean, that's terrible.
No. If you don't even try, you're not gonna go anywhere. But nonetheless, I think, he's on his way. And the funny thing about the whole ordeal, we do know he's a rich kid, but every time I see him, the more he's developing, he's turning into Scotty Steiner. So I think he's got more of his uncle charisma when it comes to the ability of putting on a show.
Yeah, no. If he can blend, the two between his dad athleticism. You know what it is? You see a lot of his dad when he's doing moves. He's very explosive.
Yeah, he does the explosive from Rick, from his father. As far as the charisma and that driving intent is Scott.
Yeah.
So, good combination. What's been going on other than all this hard deal? Any other news?
Oh, well, no, Dan, you bring up the what I bring up you last, Dan? Yes, I sent you some stuff. Let's start here. NXT releases. You see on that?
Yeah, I read on that. And is this the one that goes from last week where Lance got released?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of. I mean, the guy that I didn't even know he was there until you started watching the Legends is the BJ kid. I mean, how long has he been hanging around there?
Yeah, the BJ Ray. He was like the highlight of that whole show that they had there.
Well, he was on the first show 2 years ago. The one that they're doing tryouts at WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, but he was after that. He was like the highlight guy on that LFG show that they had.
Well, he was. I think he was a good heel on it.
Yeah, so he was like the main guy in that whole show, which led me to believe that once that was done, they were probably going to do something with him. But apparently not.
Yeah, no, I just. Do you know what? He just reminded me of a guy that he had the same shtick over and over again, and I don't know if he can get out of it. I think maybe that's the reason why they released him. They saw the same thing. The only thing this kid's going to be is a wise mouth kid. Is there any more to him? And I don't think there was.
This is passionate with Blackheart. Are you experiencing some wise mouth kid in there?
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But and again, maybe behind the scenes his attitude was terrible. Maybe they didn't see growth, but they did. They put 2 years into him. I'm sure they gave him the exposure that they gave him, and for them to release him after give him that time, there had to be more to it.
Well, I'm sure he'll end up in like AEW or.
Well, let's find out. Like even with Lance, I mean, if you forget, if I'm not mistaken, Lance was on the Indies for about 15 years.
Well, that one there, I just don't understand. That one there, I disagree with because I think Lance could have been a huge part of this whole scenario that's going on with, the family there, with the bloodline, and he's certainly a guy that's ready, and certainly a guy that's a lot better than the botch machine there. I forget. What's his name? Tangalore, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, the blotch machine.
The shitty version of the twins or brothers, those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, to get rid of Lance and keep that guy is a travesty. And I mean, look what happened now. Speaking of news, it was just released that Fatu's going to be out for a long time. So
was there injury on him or?
It says non-wrestling related injuries, which leads me to believe he's got some type of health issue.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I mean, what a time to
Well, and that's the opportunity when it comes down to wrestling. When stuff like this happens, you're gonna be ready to pick up the ball and run.
Well, you can't. Then in some cases, you can't pick up the ball and run if they're not willing to even give it to you.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about the other guys on the roster. I mean, I don't know.
That other Hikuleo guy, the 7-foot guy.
I don't know.
Did they put him on the shelf already, or?
I think we have to bring it up to find out because I haven't been watching SmackDown consistently to find out. But from what and the highlights, I haven't seen much in it. I know which one of the brothers was out because he just returned this past Friday.
the brothers of those two guys, the
Yep. Yep.
Haku's kids.
Yep. One of them just came back and he put on about good 20 or 30 pounds.
Hopefully, it was a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one, but I saw that clip today.
Tonga was the other one. Tonga was a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw up which one it was. But yeah, if we'll find that if we don't, we'll find the clip. We'll put it up next week to show the difference. But did
Yeah.
you see what happened with Andrade?
Yeah, that's another news we could get
Yeah.
into.
Yeah, I'm talking about somebody screwed that one up.
I was just reading up on that earlier this afternoon. I saw, obviously we saw Andrade showed up at AEW to start an angle with Kenny Omega, but apparently in his recent sign with WWE, TKO's new policy is a 1 year no compete clause when you sign with the WWE nowadays, I guess.
That I didn't read the details, but it used to be like a 90-day non-compete, like a North American non-compete on TV.
Where apparently that's been bumped up to a year now.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I question on that, all right, is one, if they blocked him for a year, they should be paying him for that year.
I don't know what the details on the payment.
And then, because there was something about 2 years ago with 1099s, and this actually happened in the financial field, that companies were putting non-compete for 1099 employees or even employees, and they found out that it was illegal due to like antitrust. They couldn't do it.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get rid of that.
So in my world, I've been an independent contractor for decades. So in my world is if you're paying me and I'm an independent contractor, that's fine. But once my stuff ends, you're not paying me. You have no say what I do.
Well,
and if you want to take me to court, that's more than fine. But if you're not giving me the income, I have no problem. Because again, you're an independent contractor. You're not on a corporate umbrella. You don't have a severance. Because a lot of times in the corporate world, they give you a severance package or a package that you have to agree upon leaving.
Well, in Andrade's case, whatever his situation was, it didn't take 2 or 3 weeks before he showed up on AEW television. And like I said, started an angle with Kenny Omega. And apparently he's in big issues now with TKO and WWE.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's shame on AEW legal. I'm sure they would have asked for the paperwork. They would have checked it. I mean, I was sad for him. The fact that he showed up very quickly, I thought was great. If everything was in order, but then they put him in the Callis family. I
mean, so what happens? Okay, so this guy, I mean, this is going back. This is my scenario. Going back the 3-month deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if a guy shows up in AEW with a gimmick that he did back in Mexico under a map, and he starts working, and it's obvious, a lot of people are gonna notice that it's him, and you start giving little hooks here and there, and he works those 3 months, but it makes it difficult for you to take this guy to court at that point.
Yeah.
Because he, like I said, underneath the hood, completely different gimmick.
Yeah.
Those that know. And you build that angle into the point that he's free from those 90 days to unmask him, and we worked everybody, and I've been here since day one type of situation. What you think they would still come after him? Or?
I think it would blur the lines pretty good. But I think WWE, and rightfully so on their part, if they built somebody the likeness of them, and I understand that they would want to protect that for the fact that they invested this time. In theory, they invested time and energy into commodity. But on the other hand, you dumped it. So
on the other hand, they did nothing for Andrade.
Yeah.
He was a star in Mexico when he came into the WWE. They didn't do anything for him. For a guy to take a 1 year hiatus.
Yeah. Yeah,
And he's in his prime. I mean, I don't know, man. That's a little harsh.
yeah, I can't see guys agreeing release with that. And if that is part of a new contract, shame on the attorneys for the talent who's agreeing to this when they're signing it originally.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's what I said. I'm like,
yeah, that doesn't.
unless you're cool with collecting a paycheck like a lot of guys did back in the day with the WCWR deal.
Yeah,
You know, if you're already somebody that's at that stage that you could care less and you want to just make the money, then you can sit off for a year and get paid.
yeah. But I mean, that's a long time because obviously when guys come off of a contract from a national company, they're hot. They want to typically, if they don't have any injuries, they do want to get paid. They do want to stay hot. They want to get more work and show the value. If anything, I think a lot of, especially in Andrade's case, since the release was there, he probably wants to show them how they could have used him. He has something to prove. So to sit out for a year, I don't think he knew it, and maybe somebody missed something, but I would call that bluff. I think this is a classic case for let the attorneys do what they do and let wrestlers do what they do, because you can't manipulate, an industry, and that's what it could come down to. Too, WWE is so big that they're manipulating an industry that the courts may not see in their favor.
I don't know, man. It remains to be seen. I just, it's just getting to a point that's ridiculous if that's the case with this new regime of TKO. And speaking of TKO and new regimes and different news, I saw another post. I don't know how accurate or reliable this is, but I did see that it said that Nick Khan made comments about WrestleMania and how he thinks that people are going to be traveling next year, not the year after the 2026, 2027, that he thinks people will travel to Saudi to attend WrestleMania.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like, no, that's a corporate cover-up.
I mean,
have you ever heard? Listen, we can't get wrestling fans from Rhode Island to Attleboro, Rhode Island to Taunton without complaining.
I mean, in his defense, I think that European fans and people that are coming to the United States from countries that are near Saudi, they will make the trip.
Yeah.
But going from the States, if he thinks he's gonna draw thousands upon thousands of people, taking a plane from the States to go to Saudi, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, because I mean, you've traveled to quite a few events. How many people are driving, 3, 4, or 5 states, to go to a WrestleMania?
Yeah, and like I said, you get a lot of people that do come from Europe and Japan and Europe and different places. I've seen people from Brazil and from all over really, but those people probably make the trip because they're making a big trip anyways to come to the United States. It's probably closer for them to travel to Saudi than it is to the U.S. But when you're going from the U.S. to Saudi, I don't think that's going to be happening.
No. I mean, I think if they did it maybe in Mexico, or they did up in Canada, I mean, people are going to. I mean, that's close in theory. People are going to make the drive or do that short flight. Yeah. But
you may get a few diehard fans that got the money to blow, and then they'll take the trip. But I don't think that's going to be masses that are going to be doing that. So
that one I'll call them bullshit.
I mean, we haven't really got into this recently, but the numbers since they've gone from Netflix to ESPN and started that whole ordeal of the $29.99 or whatever it is to subscribe to that.
Yeah.
Has the numbers been the same? Have the numbers been down? Anybody hearing any news about that?
I have not checked. Maybe we'll bring that up for next week. Find out what the viewership is on Netflix and ESPN.
Yeah. It's funny that to come to think about it now, I haven't really heard any bragging about numbers, which usually WWE is, corporate to do when the numbers are good. But I haven't heard any bragging about numbers.
Well, I don't think it's anything for them to brag because they already have the money.
But
So
they always do it regardless. If they put out good numbers, they're gonna brag about it. I just haven't heard anything. To come to think about it now, I just haven't heard anything about this since they've been on ESPN. What the numbers are?
well, a lot of times I don't know if you're catching out. They're doing a lot of the viral stuff. They're like, oh, we got 10,000 downloads on YouTube or Instagram. So I think they're muddying the water
Mm-hmm.
for ratings because they're just not there. I mean, look at the dedication now that a wrestling fan has to give them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's a lot. When's the last time that I haven't sat down and watched? If I had to watch a full week of wrestling, that's over 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
That to me, that's a lot for a dedicated fan to do. And you being a sports fan, right? You like watching football, but if you had, how many football games typically is there, like on a Sunday? Like three games on Sunday, maybe two on Monday, or is it one on Monday?
Yeah, no. Sunday there could be 5. Could be quite a few games going on.
Yeah, but you may watch from what 1 o'clock to like 10 o'clock, and then you have one game on Sunday, but that's it.
You got 2 games going on at 1, and then usually you got 2 more at 4. I mean, I might pick and choose one of each, and then you got Sunday night football, which now is actually now turned on to Thursday night. So I might just pick one of each time and just watch it, and then just watch highlights of the other ones.
Yeah, but the great part about it is fresh, is new. It's October, and guess what? It goes away in February. So now you have to look forward to it. I think that's the thing that WWE, I'm surprised they haven't said anything yet. They do have to switch something up. They have to have, I don't want to say an off season, but they have to have a switch of something. It's just too much content without a continuous stop.
So going down that route, do you think, moving forward, and I was talking about this a little while ago. Where do you see this thing 10 years from now? Do you think that TKO is going to be the demise of WWE? Or do you think they're going to get it to a point where they're going to want to get out of it and they're going to sell it to the biggest bidder? Or think Saudis are going to buy WWE?
I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, when you have stock prices, that's going to dictate what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have people that necessarily don't love the sport, and I think that's the difference when McMahon family had it, they love the sport, they love what they created, compared to just going by stock prices. And
Mm-hmm.
I think social media is the thing that's going to kill live sports, as in the fact that people change how they view their content, and I think how they shoot it, the amount of how they shoot it has to change too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I mentioned this before. I think they should do, let's say they do a men's division, they do a tag division, they do a women's division. Divide them up. Maybe the men have 8 months, the tag teams have 2, and then the women have 2. I think that's going to keep it fresh, something like that. Or even throw back the cruiserweights, or in their case, the fact that, they had the great tie now down and, on Lucha. So,
Yeah.
so maybe they change that. Maybe they go from traditional North American style, then they start focusing on more Lucha style. So I think something has to change on it. I think you can't have the same product, the way they're shooting it, 365 days a year.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think that eventually, they're gonna go through the course of the bubble, they're gonna run it through its course, and once they milk it dry, I think they're gonna hand it off to whoever wants it for the right price. Hopefully, hopefully, I mean, I can see I've been buying it back for a portion of the price, or I'll end up going like I said, Saudi, and I don't know. It'll be a sad day, Chris Blackheart.
Well, I mean, I know you were big on this, for the past year. Any update on you've seen on Vince McMahon getting his hands in the business again?
Oh, from what I saw of Vince McMahon was that he was in court for his reckless driving, and they approved for him to get into a program, I guess, the court. So Vince was driving reckless, and when he had that fender bender a couple back. So, other than that, no, I haven't really heard any news about Vince.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything popped up or any stories. The thing that I'll catch something to wrestle with every week. I'll catch parts of it, and Bradshaw, the work ethic that McMahon had. I mean, you couldn't outwork him.
Yeah.
He would be, between working and going to the gym, he's up, 18, 19, 20 hours working, 3 or 4 hours of sleep. That's just what he did.
Yeah, he would have been. He would be up at 2 a.m. and shit. Yeah.
So I mean, you couldn't outwork him. So how could you beat him? Because when you're sleeping,
yeah, he worked.
Yeah, on the other hand,
other countries, around the world, while we sleep, they work. So he was keeping track of those people. So
yeah,
he was never sleeping. So
I'm hoping for him, that he's enjoying himself. I'm sure he's doing side projects, because didn't he set up a talent agency? Is that how they put it, talent agency?
Me personally, I just think that the way that going back to what you're saying about work ethic and taking pride in your work and all that, the way that he took an exit, it was kind of like they threw him out at own creation, and I just don't think that that's the way he wanted to go out.
Yeah, I mean, I hopefully his ego doesn't take down his empire that he built, as in the empire being the bank accounts, because he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But will his ego, will Vince McMahon's ego, will that be what actually kills, his dynasty in the future?
At the same time, like I said, I could, and this is only my opinion. I know if I was in his shoes, and they take something that I built from scratch, from day one, did the crawling and scratching and everything I had to do, and suddenly they just ripped me off like yesterday's underwear and just tossed me to the fucking garbage bin. Yeah, I would be a little pissy. I would want to come back, and I would want to do it my way. And I don't know, man.
I know it sounds very familiar, Danny. The takeover is happening between myself and the other gentleman.
Yeah.
He just said everything that I'm feeling, and the first time in a long time I can actually agree with Don Vega and his feelings.
What? You just have
sympathy. Look at that. He feels for Vince McMahon, who's a multi-billionaire, but then you have Chris Blackheart, who's like a thousandaire, and he doesn't have any sympathy for him.
I'm not having sympathy for Vince at all. The motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if I was him and they kicked me out to the curb, I would want to come back, and I would want to go out on my own terms. Because I'm sure he didn't want to get kicked the fuck out.
No. I mean, and one thing we know, Vince does have an ego. So
yeah.
Speaking of getting kicked out, do we know, is Joel Davis barred from New York City this weekend? Did you get his flyer? I think he's barred.
Yeah, he sent me a text message. Where in the world is the real deal?
Yeah, New York, you better watch out. I hear the rumbling. I hear the song, Mama's Gonna Knock You Out coming.
Yeah, he's going to be in New York City this weekend. You got the info, Danny?
Yep, at the Whiskey Cellar, 77 East 7th Street in New York City. the Real Deal comedy tour, and he's going to be at Cranston, Rhode Island, Morosco's Bar and Grill on October 23rd. Part of the
So
Keep It Real.
speaking, before you move on from the October 23rd event in Cranston, Chris Blackheart,
Yeah.
the Real Deal, I don't know if he got in touch with you today. You talked to Real Deal today?
I did not talk to him. I got a couple. Let me see. I got a couple of texts from him.
Well, he did tell me, and he did make the invite to go on location next week
Yeah.
and bring the pod from Morosco's Bar and Grill, which I think it will be a good, fresh endeavor.
Well, I may have a guest for next week. An old friend of yours, Mr. Kata.
We could have several guests. I mean,
The Bar and Grill.
going down, and I'm sure he'll be intrigued to see Mr. Carter
Yeah.
if we do go down to Morosco's. So I don't know. I think it'll be a good deal. Meet some people, network.
Or at least have one of you guys go and Zoom you guys in.
We will. We'll have to. We'll have to talk about it this week. But
We'll figure out how to do it because Mr. Kata, I saw this week at a networking event. Jake and Johnny. Does everybody want to go and see Zach over there? Is doing some great stuff over there. Great bartender over there. Nice establishment. They have 3 locations.
Karaoke on Wednesdays, I think, or Thursdays. Actually, tonight, I think.
Yeah, great. Some of the best chicken fingers you'll have. They're like literally this big. They're huge.
So, but yeah, I mean, when Joel said the whole deal, he reached out and he put it over, and that could be an establishment that we could go and do some live pods from. So always on the open arms when it comes to networking, getting different spots. So, but that's next week, next Thursday at Morosco's Bar and Grill in Cranston. October the 23rd. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Showtime's at 8 p.m. You can get your tickets with that QR code at the bottom of the poster to my left of the screen there. For the Real Deal, Keeping It Real comedy in Cranston. If he makes it back.
Yeah, well, I think we're promoting a show that we don't know if New York will be ready for the Real Deal this weekend, and if the Real Deal will make it out of New York.
Well, I'm sure Joe's gonna be partying his way back to Rhode Island from New York City. But what else do we got?
Well, we do have dates coming up for Showcase Pro Wrestling. We have November 8th. We are back in Woonsocket at the Showcase Pro Wrestling Arena. Then on the 15th, we are back in Franklin. That is a fundraiser for the Bellingham Youth Football. And then, believe it or not, we go in December. Now, December dates, we are modifying slightly. Is going to be the 5th. We're going to be in Taunton, which we made the announcement in Taunton. There is going to be a wedding that night.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This really happening.
Yeah. Danny, you are invited. Well, I didn't make the guest list. And I guess there are invitations coming out for the ceremony between Jay Evans and Annabelle. I do not know if that's legal in the state of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or New England. But so that is the date. And then we look at the following week, which I believe is the 13th. It'll be Saturday the 13th. We're running a week later because there's the Woonsocket Stroll on that Saturday the 6th. So normally we try to do back-to-back events.
Hold on a second. You kind of fast forward the wedding. Aren't you certified to marry people?
Yes, I am ordained. I'm a JP in Rhode Island. I am ordained actually in all 50 states. So,
well, Jay Evans?
he has. I haven't talked to Jay Evans.
Reach out to Blackheart. He'll be glad to.
I'd be happy to do that, and I'm a notary too. I'll notarize it, and the fact that if you are doing a life change, what this is, I'm happy to sit down with you financially, which you can always visit us at ChristopherLIreland.com and make your appointment if you want a financial review of your situation. So Jay Evans, you are a perfect one. You have a huge life coming up with the beautiful, I want to say young bride, if that's accurate. Do you call her a bride? She's a doll, right?
I mean, she's a doll. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, so I mean,
gonna be having baby dolls.
so well, anyway, financial advice. No matter what you marry, you can have a great financial advice. Visit us on there. And Danny, bring up advice right there. What do we have? People on the chat.
Oh yeah, in the chat we had Real Deal Joe Davis. He said, "What's up?" And Frank, he says he's being accused of stealing jackets now too.
Frank, we may have to have a conversation.
I think Frank deserves a raise, man.
Frank, I believe Frank. I've seen Frank with this jacket. I believe Frank was the thief of this jacket, and I believe Chris Blackheart. You should do something about it.
What do you mean? I know he wears a lot of jackets and shirts without any sleeves. So I just actually thought somebody else just took something.
You know exactly what jacket I'm talking about.
Are we talking with
You're talking about Aiden's entrance jacket that Frank stole.
All right, so let's find out more about that. Put that on the list. Wait a minute. You want me to figure out what happened to the jacket, but you won't help me schedule proper time with you know who.
Well, like I said, when John feels is the right time.
I don't want to get in. I'm trying to be Cena free today.
Well,
And this time is by choice, not the fact that when I reach out to him, he never responds in a timely manner.
He did say that Kowloon's was tasty this past weekend when I caught up with him at the cow. So.
Actually, maybe that's what I have to do. I have to put the invitation out there that we're meeting at Calhoun's. Thank you for the idea. That could be phenomenal because I know he loves going there.
Chris Blackheart, by the way, I did saw at the Calhoun's, I think a gentleman by the name of Chris Island is banned from joining that eatery place. So.
Why?
I mean, I guess you're in the ban list.
It won't be the last time I'm banned from somewhere. So, but if it was from Cena, I'm not buying it.
He does like having his General Thaw chicken in peace. So.
Well, I'd say I do too. That's exactly how I like it.
So, yeah, and that's why you're banned.
Danny, I think it's time to wrap it.
I'm just letting you know. I don't want you to waste a trip to August Mass for no reason.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you see, this is what friends do. They are quite tasty, Chris Blackheart.
I haven't looked that establishment. I don't think I've been there in about 12 years.
Well,
it could be longer than that.
Yeah, 12 years to go, and now you're banned.
Yeah.
Look at that, match made in showcase. So
What was that, Danny?
A match made in showcase. Jay Evans and Nadal. So Chris, you gotta appreciate that.
But no, I mean, if I could do it, I mean, actually, do you know who else could do it? Cena could do it. He's ordained. And he's the one who inspired me years ago to get ordained. He gave me the paperwork correctly, signed it properly. He's actually inspired me to do it. So
he's booked solid for weddings, so I don't think he's going to be marrying any dolls.
So why don't we do this? Why don't I do the ceremony for the wedding, and he can do the ceremony of divorce? How's that?
I mean, if you want to pass on some papers.
No, I'm not giving Cena any papers.
Well, I'm just being
No.
I'm trying to help here.
Yeah.
I mean, I did ask you a couple months back if you were a betting man, right? We still yet to get that answer, but we will soon.
Some days you have to bet when there's no other options.
I mean, yeah.
So, and I'll put that out there like that.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. But that's all we have for this week. A week full of wrestling and champions and surprises and weddings and all this sort of things happening. We will be back here next week, right before the week before Halloween. Either here or at Morosco's. Who knows?
Well, we will keep people posted if we'll be live in the studio, half in the studio, or out loose there with the real deal. Oh, better yet, one of us may have to take the real deal spot if he doesn't get out of New York.
Well, yeah, it might happen. We might have to go get Sean Styles to go and take the real deal Joe's Davis comedy gig.
Yep. Hey, Sean, wait for the hot tag. It could be coming.
Yep. On that note, whether it's here, there, or anywhere, go to SP Wrestling on all social media to find out where we're going to be next week. You could visit us all the time. We are updating Facebook and Instagram majority of the time if we got breaking news. So go there. Hit up Blackheart. He loves talking to the fans. He loves talking to the people. Probably message him anytime you want to ask him about wrestling. Right, Chris Blackheart?
I am open for questions. Just do not start texting me after 11 o'clock.
Well,
that's PM, not AM.
Especially at 12 at night.
Yeah.
He loves his midnight texts from fans. But on that note, that's all we have for this week. For Dan Ladondi, for the boss Chris Blackheart, 30%, or soon to be 30% owner of Showcase Pro Wrestling. I am Don Vega. We'll catch you right back here next week in the Showcase Pod.